have a stream?
Are we? Hello. Sorry, I'm watching a Twitch stream on the side.
Shit.
Cybershark, Aditya.
Is it this?
Greetings. Oh boy, okay, sorry. Let me just... How's everyone doing? Sorry, I'm all over the place.
You're only
this
away?
This guy is stalking me.
Oh?
Yeah, I know you heard it, sorry.
It's obviously a big fan.
I'm streaming Android
Dev. Please don't go and tell me.
On YouTube.
Yeah, it is you. Pog! You
He followed me, PogChamp.
Holy shit.
Sorry, we'll get to it soon. Yuba, what's up? What's up? This guy's a new streamer and I found him on my Discord server. It said he was streaming, so I checked it out.
Streaming? Why are you doing on YouTube anyway? Why? Any reason?
I told him I'm streaming and now he wants to know everything. I don't have time to chat, bro.
You have 35 followers?
You're from... Sorry, I know this is not what you guys care about.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yo.
Sorry about the language. Okay, no, now he's finding my Dota stuff. We'll be back later.
Wow, bro.
Later. I used to make
like,
videos,
really
that's
good. Like, you
why
views. That's good.
YouTube. Okay, sorry. Hello everyone. Oh no. Anyway. Alright. So today we got one to do. I haven't even opened anything, that's how disorganized I am. But one review of intermediate. Huh? Is it this one? Yes. Again, I'm interested to know how other speak content, how other countries like rank developers. Because here it's in South Africa, it's pretty simple. Let me just download this thing. We have basically junior, intermediate, senior developers. And after senior you get like tech lead and manager stuff. So I don't know, how do you guys do it in your countries? Is it similar? Or maybe that's just specific to some companies. And different companies do it differently, I don't know. Where did it go? This one? Yes. Anyway, this person supposedly has 3 years of experience. I'm hoping to see something pretty decent. But we'll have to see if that actually does pan out. The readme is quite intriguing. Damn, so he's taken out the API keys, so I'm gonna have to try dig up some of those. I mean, it's fair enough, I guess. Mainly the Maps one or the Google one, because don't you have to pay for that? I don't know. Anyway, just gonna open up the project for now and try and get it to build. We have SDE 123. Junior, associate, staff engineer, senior from Walmart. Okay, wow. Junior, associate, staff engineer, senior. That sounds pretty complex. Like quite a few different levels going on there. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you shouldn't really be focusing on titles that much. If anything, they just show you, I don't know, how long you've been working. And I mean, not even that accurately, because people often jump from company to company getting increases and things like that, so it's, yeah, I don't know, don't worry too much about the levels, you know, seeing, oh, that guy has this title of senior or whatever, doesn't really mean much. I've seen it firsthand. Cool. Okay, I just need to rename some packages. Oh, no, not that button. Sometimes I get confused between the hotkeys and the shortcuts. No, but wait. Your college mate got offered senior level 2 intern. No, man. That just sounds like made up just to make them feel better. Oh no, what happened here? Hello? Oh, okay, there we go. To make them feel better about finally getting an increase or something, or getting a title bump. Oh boy. Anywho. Okay, what am I doing? Oh shit. Okay. So I need to try to find a key, otherwise it won't build. Well, this project seems pretty decent. Seems to be set up pretty well. Manifest merger failed. Oh wait, that's only... Anyone got a Google API key? Google Maps API key. What's going on? Okay, to mentor. Okay, I think that... Oh shit, what is this now? That does kind of make sense, to be honest. Where you get people to mentor each other. We did that at our company as well. But mostly you have the senior people mentoring others. But it makes sense just in general if you are more experienced to help out other people. Even as juniors, I suppose, because they've been through some stuff as well, so they'll be able to help out others. Yeah, I'll have to try dig up a key somewhere. Or make one up myself. But don't you have to put in like credit card info or something? I kind of remember that somewhere. Anyway, sorry, almost ready. Just running the app quickly and seeing what's going on. Oh shit. I just realized I might have the stupid location problem again. Let's see. Few clouds. Oh. Oh, it crashed. Oh, I need to put in my open weather maps key somewhere, I guess. How do I find out where? If I go to the retrofit servers, track down where it's used. Oh yeah, oh they injecting it with dagger, okay. Oh, the API key is provided. Maybe it's invalid. Let me put my own one. Ah, this is so slow as always, but what you gonna do? Oh, okay, now it works. Cool. With my own API key, so I'm hoping location will work. Yes, okay, wow. Looks like it's working now. Alright, one last check, just if they've put their name anywhere. Okay, cool, I think it's pretty much ready. Presentation mode. Okay. What's up, man? You found my other channel. Sorry, it was bad timing because I was planning to start at 6 PM my time, which was just now. So I was just stopping by. Shit, what am I doing? This one. Yeah, so you can see my production value. I put down the role of the person down here so you can get a bit more context. But anyway, so I don't know if he's still here, but what I do is review Android apps basically for my company. People who are applying for a position at my company, I get code samples from them and just have a look at them and see what's going on. Yeah, so that's basically it. They have to make a simple little weather app which shows you the current weather at a location and then the forecast for the next few days as well. So that's basically it. And then I look at the app, make sure it works properly, and then have a look at the code to see how it's actually done. Anywho, so I've got my location currently set to Durban, and it's apparently raining. So you can favorite a place, which is good. You can click this magical button. You can view your favorites, and I'm guessing if I click this it'll crash because I have not put in a valid key yet. Or it just won't work at all. Okay, that's expected. But I mean, it looks pretty good. So basically the view in map thing will just show a pin of all your favorited locations. And other than that, I mean, it's pretty much implemented well. I just don't know this. I guess it makes sense to view your favorites. You can click on the star icon. I've mostly seen it being like a menu button by other people. Sorry, my voice is going. I've not spoken this long for the whole day, so it's warming up still. Professional streamer, yes, don't you know it? Don't you know it? Uber, what do? I I'm an Android developer working at a bank in South Africa. How many applicants? Only one today, as Cybershark mentioned. So we'll be able to go through it fairly thoroughly, I think, since I have a bit more time. But yeah, from functionality perspective, it looks good. You can view the specs for the project at that link if you want to see what's required, or maybe you want to do it yourself just for practice. You can find it there. Alright, so let's have a look at code, I think. Oh, maybe I can just change location again to just double check. So if I change it to London, just open up maps so that it refreshes properly. Nice, and it's different weather. It was previously raining and being miserable in Durban, so I think it's working fine. So let's have a look at code. No, I don't own a company. I work for a contracting house. I don't know what they're called elsewhere, but you work for the company and then they will send you out to various clients that they have. So I have been contracted to a bank since I joined in 2015. So it's been a while. But no, I maybe one day would like to own a company, but stuff is not looking so great in South Africa, unfortunately. But we won't get into that. Okay, where do we start? We start in the application class. So it's using Hilt, which is cool. I'm a Dagger fan, after all. So I always like seeing it. Hilt and then Timber for logging purposes. Next, the network layer. We can see the retrofit service. Standard stuff. Okay, they're using the one call thing, but then they have another call. So I guess they use the one call thing for the forecast, yeah. But I saw a different app where they only had the one call thing, and then you can get the current temperature from that. So maybe it could have been simplified a little bit. Sorry, I thought I put my phone on silent. Could be simplified a little bit, getting rid of one service call. But pretty standard. Otherwise, it's also suspend, which is nice. Utils in the networking package. Weather result. I feel like this kind of stuff you see in every app. Because you need some way to represent a service call result. A nice Kotlin way, perhaps, because obviously Retrofit has their own, but you can do it nice in a nice type-safe way with Kotlin, where you have a success with data or an error with just other stuff, and you have an internal error as well. Interesting. Ooh, what's going on here? In the world because of what happens now. It's true, actually. Stuff has been very complicated these last 2 years, actually. Okay, so we have this safe API call function, which is used in the repo. Yes. So they are switching to IO context, which is good. And in a try catch. So just calling the service, and if an exception is thrown, we will create an error, I assume. Checking what type the exception is. And doing other stuff. That seems fine. Jeez. Okay, this seems a bit... I don't know, a bit in depth, unless you really need to know about what errors are going on. Deserializing it even, and okay, I see. So you have different. I mean, these all seem kind of similar, so I don't know why why that's good. And also these should be string resources as well. Which is a bit hard to have them here because this is essentially on the repo level, but maybe you would do this checking on the view model to check the code and then show a different message if you really wanted to. I've seen that either thing. It's very weird to I don't know. It was something for me to get used to. Which is, it's kind of like a pair, right? But only one of the values can be there. Let's see if I can find it. Want to do a collab? We can maybe. I just don't really. I'm not active that much anymore. I'm really busy at work, so I only stream this stuff because I have to. I have to get it done. So that's fun to stream it as well. Oh, this zooming in is a bit weird, but yeah, so you have an either, which is either a string or an integer. And then you initialize it with right, which is an integer, or left, which is a string. Oh, something went wrong. Wow, that's exactly what we were looking for, pretty much. So then the value would, I guess, have either a string or an integer in it. And then you have all of the various operations you can do on it. Good to know about. Reciprocal. But yes, very cool. Thanks, Cybershark. Oh, sorry about that. I'm just going on a rant or tangent. Wait, what? What did I click on? Okay, it redirected me nowhere. Sorry, I was talking about nothing. I was talking about the wrong thing. What? Oh, specifically for retrofit. Oh. Okay, I did not know about this. This is very useful. And then you just would add converter factory. Thank you. Sorry about looking at the wrong one, but very useful, because I mean, I don't think anyone really enjoys writing that boilerplate of result types the whole time. Okay. Cool, so check that out. Just close some tabs, error response. Oh, it's a custom exception. Or custom throwable, I guess. Service layer is fine, so I guess here we all, as usual, just have the DTOs, which is to be expected and boring, so nothing too interesting. And this is Moshi, yes. Oh, cool. Okay, we have room. Yes, room. So I can actually test that then, to test the offline functionality. Assuming it will work. Wasn't this the wrong weather? Wasn't that the previous place? Yeah, am I crazy? It seems to be caching wrong stuff. So I mean, this is 14 degrees. 15, 15, 16. And it was not raining as well. Yeah, something is a bit messed up with the caching, I think. It's unfortunate. Anyway. So there is room at least. I'm looking for the repo. Huh. Sorry, what? Oh, it's in the UI package. Questionable. Let's see. This I'm not a fan of. I mean, it's just naming and where you, in the package names and stuff. Okay, wait, how many? We have only 3 repos. Yes. But I think you shouldn't really name a repo after the feature, after the UI component, but rather after the data it provides. Because typically you would reuse repos across different screens. So then having it named after one screen in particular would get a bit confusing. Also, yeah, it shouldn't be in a UI package, I feel. Probably in data or something. I mean, naming is always going to be hard. But I definitely don't think the UI is the right place to put it. I mean, it's an interesting one. Anywho, this seems to be the repo where most of the stuff happens. That one's kind of just getting stuff, and this one was also just getting stuff. Sorry. So here is where the most of the work is happening. Saves previous search data. I think that's what's happening. Indeed. So in this home repo, which is what is fetching the weather, this is good, taking in the service class and then the room DAO objects, data access objects, you know, this interface thing. So that's good, taking them in as dependencies. Cool, and then we have this safe API call, which was the try catch. Oh, I wanted to mention that it's necessary to try catch a retrofit service when you do this. So they're returning the success response object directly here, right? Which just has all of the fields that you care about. So in this case, it will throw an exception if the service call fails, but so in that case, obviously you have to have a try catch, but here you could also wrap it in a response, the retrofit response object, and then in that case it will not throw an exception, but it will return an error response. And on here you would have to then check here, like, is successful, basically. If it's successful, you can get the body, otherwise, you know, show an error. So I guess that's also down to preference and how you prefer to handle errors. So that's why we have this try catch in this function over here. They're using the wrapper. Where was that? Oh, sorry, not mapper, but wrapper. Yeah, so it's... what am I looking for here? Yeah, okay, it gets returned from this safe API call thing, which is essentially on the repo layer. So if I go back to the main home repo, yeah, you can see it's the type is implicit, which is not that great. Like so. Which I like that, because then the UI can just do it like this. Oh, using flow, right? Yeah, there's a flow which is converted to... Oh, I'm just talking shit. So they're using a flow and they're collecting it, you know, but then in here you can just check what the type of the response is. No, you don't have ugly try catches in UI level. Again, why don't people make string resources, man? But yeah, so here essentially is where it's converting it to a, or to their wrapper thing. Get catching, yeah, exactly. It's pretty nifty. I guess it's similar to Kotlin's run catching, right? Come on. And then it returns their result object that they have inside Kotlin. And that result either has the value that was returned or an exception inside of it. So I think it's very similar. But again, here they're not. Am I crazy in thinking that the repo should be doing inserting into the database? Like, I don't suppose we have a success thing there. Like here you should say insert current weather, I guess. I don't know how to parse it, but this is what I would do. You call the service, and then when this response comes back, if it's successful, you save it into the database. And then you don't make public functions for it. Because again, it should be the repo's concern to be doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, you have your own apps domain thing. Okay. I love that it replaces Kotlin with the emote. Sometimes inappropriate. Okay, anyway, so we get the current weather. We call that from the view model. We emit it to this flow. If it's successful... Ooh. You see now. You have this mapper. Right, that's what it was called, yeah, in the mappers thing. Which is fine, this is necessary because you're converting from the DTO to your own domain thing, which is fine, but I don't know about doing it in the... This was the activity, right? Yeah, in the activity layer. I don't know if that's too great. You would probably want to do that on the repo layer, right? Sorry, messages. Because even though it's in a nice little extension function, you're still doing all of the work here. Okay, and you're just updating. And storing it in a field as well is not great. You should not really be storing data on the UI either, in activities and fragments, like this. Because then if you rotate your device, it just gets lost. View model is good for storing stuff. Okay, but that's fine. And then here is what I don't really like either, is you having to manually insert the UI has to know about that there's a database that you need to insert stuff into, which I don't really. Yeah, it's not how I would do it. So then if there's an error, we just show snack bars. We have a nice little extension for showing a snack bar. But I mean, also this is very necessary for snack bars because the API isn't that great. Especially for styling. Setting text color, background color. So I do like this approach. But just make a string resource. Okay, back to the view model. Oh, sorry, back to the repo. So I mean, it's pretty similar for the other cases. Getting the forecast and inserting to the database. Yeah. Pretty standard. So in the view model, same stuff for the current weather and the forecast to be expected. Yeah, this here you don't really need to launch a coroutine because well, when you're inserting into the database, because they made the DAO method suspend, so that will take care of swapping to a background dispatcher. So I guess it's not technically necessary, but it might be better to be safe about it. Can't hurt. Get all forecasts. What's experimental? Oh, callback flow. Nope. I have not seen that very often. What does a callback flow do again? Creates an instance of a cold flow with elements that are sent to a send channel provided to the builder's block. Yeah, okay, elements in a different context concurrently. So this is... Oh nice, that's how they're doing the location. Nice, okay, and they use the request location updates method to constantly get updates instead of only the last known location. So that certainly helps. Nice, and cleaning up afterwards. So this is pretty well done in general, I think. This app is architected well. They know what's up. So in theory, if I change the location, it should update. Or not. Man, why is everywhere such similar temperature? Anywho. Oh, it's an apply thing. Whoa, what did I just press? For that weird animation. Okay, but that I like that. Big fan of coroutines and flow. So that is awesome. And then... Oh, you are printing out the thing. Cancel. Okay, that's why it wasn't working then. Cancelling. So they're only subscribing to the last... Yeah, to the first update. Jeez, so many logs. Yeah, so there it's printing out the latitude, I think it was. Jeez, a lot going on in here actually. Yeah. But then they cancel the scope. 51. Is it still broken on London? I don't know, why does it not... Send me new locations. There you go. Cool, so it does work. Shit, I'm getting lost where I was. Just close everything off and go back to the view model. I think it was done here. Again, strange that they only want the first location, but I guess generally when you're checking your weather app, you're not going to be in an airplane flying across many countries. It's just to get your current location once off and then forget about it. Stop requesting access. Requesting updates on location. So then, might as well check the main activity. I already mentioned, shouldn't store stuff on the view layer, and especially late in it, because then it crashes if you haven't set it before. Anyway, is this data binding? View binding. Check for location permission. They don't know about the activity result APIs. Request Dexter. Why is Dexter caring about this? He should be out doing violent acts instead. That's quite a nice API, I suppose, for, you know, pre-activity result stuff. I'll not use first. Yeah, I guess. Sorry, I forget where the code was. Near the top, I guess. Oh my gosh. Wow, it was really at the top. Yeah, I think you probably would want to use first. Would first actually go and cancel it though? Admittedly, have not used Flow enough to know that. But let me see. Let's try this. Cleaning up. I love learning things. So I want to just see that that is called at the moment. Yes, there we go. So after it gets the first location, it's going to remove the listener. So if I do this, come on, first take out the cancel. Okay, let's see. So this will suspend, right, until the... Oh, there we go, and then cancels the collection. Okay. So let's just see then that the listener does get removed. Nice. Good stuff. You certainly know your stuff, Cybershark. That's impressive. Again, right, it's a cold flow, hey? Is that the reason? Oh, this documentation thing is a bit ugly at times. Yeah, it's called... that the block is called every time a terminal operator is applied. This looks very similar to their code, but I guess that's the nature of it. Alright, no, that's good to know. So then the flow basically shuts down when there's no more collectors, and then it calls the cleanup method. Excellent. Excellent. Channel is hot. Probably. I have not I've not used stuff that much, unfortunately. Although I would love to use them as much as possible. I'll just return it back to the original state. So yeah, indeed they could have... You could just say first, and then you don't have to cancel it yourself. So good eyes there, thank you. So then when we get a location, we again have this very similar code to check if they are connected. If you are connected, oh boy. Sorry. Okay, if we're connected, we get the current weather and the forecast, otherwise we get the local one, which I guess is coming from the database. Yeah, from the DAO. But then if you're calling the API, why do you not need to observe on the thing? Okay, we saw this already. Had to look pretty deep into coroutines and channels recently for work. Oh, it has async task, handler threads, RX. Well, I think that's kind of the nature of long-lasting projects, right? I mean, it's good because you're moving forward, so definitely prefer that to having to write new async tasks and stuff. Maybe have a plan to get rid of old stuff slowly. Oh boy, that's amazing. Okay, what you see here... This is interesting, because I don't think they're reading from the database at all, if it's connected. Let me just see that. Insert, insert, delete. Right, that is what's happening. So if I make that a block, Nope, I clicked on the wrong thing. Yeah, right, it's not even using the database at all if it's online. Which is a bit strange, because normally you would always just observe the database, I think. And then, you know, if you are connected, you would update the database from the repo, and then those updates would flow through to the UI. So this is a bit of a strange approach, I think. So it still inserts, right? Yeah, we insert it here if we got stuff from the service, but then we don't use it until you're offline. Interesting. Introduce more content and coroutines. Excellent. That's how you gotta do it, man. Wait, you said you... I know I said titles don't matter, but did you say you're a junior, or... Because that stuff, what you're doing is like proper... I don't know, proper intermediate, senior level stuff. Most people don't care enough. Okay, yeah, that is a weird approach, and then I guess it's similar for getting the forecast. Forecast is 2 words. Wait, why do we need geocode here? Oh, for mapping stuff. No, man. Well, I mean that's good. That's really impressive that you're doing such things. I'm sure they'll notice and be very impressed, because a lot of people at where I work just, you know, do their thing, which is fine, to add features and things, but don't really care about going back to old stuff and improving it. And it's sad, because then you never get all your stuff to be upgraded. We're still sitting with a lot of old Java and async tasks and things. So that's good, you must keep it up. So here, I guess, it's just updating stuff. Could use data binding to simplify a little bit, potentially. This as well could be simplified. They wrote their own extensions for showing and hiding views, but it's not necessary, because you can just say binding.progress layout.isVisible, like so. And you don't need any of that, because they already have their own extension for setting visibility. Or just use data binding as well. So here... Yeah, so you see the issue now with this approach is you have to update the UI like twice in 2 different places. First of all, over here when the service comes back, and then you need to do it as well when the service, well, when you're offline and you're just reading from the database. Then you have to do it a second time. So you have to just hope that you don't forget if you make changes in future. Huh? The new async task with Rust. No, I've got no idea. Can you send a link, perhaps? That sounds very interesting. I'm keen to see what that's about. Or I can just Google it later. Local current weather is same. And you have again the same code that you had above, so you have to hope that you don't forget to update it. Locations we saw, or permissions rather, we saw. Again, more string resources, please. But I guess showing a dialog if you reject permission. Setting up the recycler view. Nice, they're using list adapter. Which is great, so you shouldn't have any notified dataset changed at all. That's excellent. Diff util stuff. Again, this kind of mapping stuff I would maybe do in a view model layer. And then you would just pass around the drawable that should show. Yeah, I don't know about putting this in an adapter. But I mean, very good using list adapter. Oh, you got a link, thank you. No, what is this? What is even going on in this thing? Rust. I don't speak Rust, unfortunately. What is going on even? Jeepers, okay. Test. Oof. Is it a similar to async task? Jeez. Storms. Said it's similar but between two jobs. Okay, why? Is that actually going to be in the next release? Yeah, I don't know why they would want that. Maybe it's trying to add a nice API for Java people. Seems strange though. And exit process on the dialog dismiss. Oh boy, yeah, don't do that. Just finish instead. Good eyes. Okay, and yes, the adapter. But this is also not great because you're newing up the adapter each time you get a fresh list. Which kind of defeats the whole purpose of list adapter. I mean, not that the list is updating a hell of a lot, but... Right, you're just creating a new adapter and... Okay, cool, that's part of activity. Or part of view. I was hoping they didn't store a context somewhere. But yeah, this is not actually that great at the end of the day. Typically you create the adapter once and reuse it and just call submit each time. Yeah, I really hope it's internal. Oh boy. I guess we'll have to see. Yes, raining now. Updating status bar color palette. Okay, part of Android X. Oh, that's really fancy. I've not used this before. Generating a palette off of a bitmap. Nice. Oh, I really like that. Thor. I know it doesn't rain often, but when it does, it properly rains. So what's happening here, right, the palette stuff, is they're generating the status bar color based off the background image. Which is amazing, because then you don't have to manually have a mapping for the status bar color. It just takes the dominant color of the image. I didn't even realize that was a thing, but that's awesome. I wonder if I can just change it to somewhere else. Just to see a different color. Yeah, nice, and now it's like the bluish, greenish color. Excellent. I mean, this... I have never even looked at this palette API, so it seems like it's quite extensive. Static, static, static. Swatches. Represents a color swatch generated from an images palette. The most vibrant one. This is awesome. Good to know about this. Awesome. So then just changing the status bar color. Yeah, and then changing the background based on the weather. Pretty straightforward. Adapter. Okay, now we can look at the favorites. The favorites activity. So I wish people would format, man. Anyway. Nav controller? Huh? Favorites. Okay, interesting. Using nav controller there just for 2 fragments. But I guess it makes it a lot easier anyway. Oh, there we go. I mean, there's not a heck of a lot reason to use this. Not passing any data across, but still gets rid of the need for, what did that close? For manual fragment transactions. And also being able to set up the action bar as well with this built-in extension. I like it a lot. Favorites repo, it was just getting them from the database. Nothing too crazy. The view model, same. But yeah, to be honest, wait, where was I? What am I doing? Sorry, I'm getting confused here. Okay. Favorites activity, which is the first fragment. Is this one. Okay, this package just messed me up a bit. Gets annoying if we have global actions. Yeah. Where was it? The action ID. It's a bit unfortunate, but I mean, you can just change it. It's fine. And the label as well. Everyone forgets about the label. Should be a string as well, resource. But anyway. So in this fragment, which is this one, I believe, which just shows a list. Setting up the click listener for that, navigating away, getting all the locations, collecting them, showing an empty layout if there's nothing, and just setting up the adapter. Now this is done correctly because the adapter is created outside of the collect, so it's, you know, created once, and then if it's updated multiple times, we just submit the list. But this should also be outside, because you don't need to reset the adapter constantly. Yeah, they use the generated one. Yeah, people, I guess, don't really care about what happens behind the scenes, which is a bit sad because it's still code that needs to be maintained, even if it is generated for you. Okay, and then the view model just goes to the repo, just goes to the DAO. And the adapter, what is this formatting? It hurts my eyes. Pretty similar, I guess. Creating view holder, binding, nothing too insane. Inner class for no reason as well. View holders shouldn't really be inner classes, because they don't need context of the adapter itself. Okay, and then the map. The one we haven't got to see yet. But pretty similar, except here you have to just create the map fragment from Google and set it up. And then adding all of the points to the map. And this is also not necessary, checking if it's empty before you're looping on it. I mean, if it's empty, it's just not going to loop. So it could reduce the nesting a bit. Otherwise, I mean, it's just standard stuff. And they're even adding an icon as well, based on the temperature, or based on the conditions. So a rainy icon or clear or clouds, that's nice. And then it also puts the condition in the title. View model, we are just getting the favorites and getting the current weather. Okay, so it defaults to your current location. So it will show your location and the favorites on the map. But it's pretty good in general. I think that's all. Oh, we have a utils thing. I don't know what I missed in here. Huh? Oh, this is a factory. Or a getter. I was thinking why they're implementing their own logging interceptor. If it's debug, otherwise none. Okay, seems good. I would maybe not even add the interceptor at all if it's a release build, but I mean, I don't think it matters that much. Network utils was checking if you're online. Permissions was his extensions. UI utils was for these snack bars and show how to view stuff. But I mean, it's good in general. It's, remember, an intermediate with 3 years experience. So I think it's pretty decent. I would just, maybe the string resources could definitely be used. Oh shit, there's even tests. Wow, okay. Of course though, the example ones have been left behind, which is what we appreciate the most. But holy cow. You must definitely run these and see if they work. That's impressive. Sorry, I missed a few things. Favorites, fragment, directions. Yeah, the IDs are very ugly if you leave it. If you leave it. Action favorites fragment to favorites maps fragment. Very readable, right? Ah, nice. Sorry, and then latitude is ID. I know, I saw that. That is also a bit dodge. But sorry, I must say hello to Shakar. How are you? Doing a great job. Thanks, I'm just trying to see what's going on here. Maybe help out if there's something you didn't know. I was looking for the adapter. Yeah, this is not too great. Oh shit. Okay, wait, how many? Just those 3. So, please don't do this. Using the latitude as the primary key. I mean, maybe it was supposed to be on top of the name field, but if you ever have 2 places with the same latitude, stuff's gonna break. You should definitely have like a unique field, like an ID or something. And my headphones are telling me they're low battery. But yeah, this is not great. I didn't look at this class properly earlier, but yeah, you're gonna lose data and lose stuff if you have 2 locations of same latitude. Not very likely, probably, but not great still. No wonder the thunder and rain. Sorry, you said... Oh, I can't keep up. No. Why not return the apply? I forget which file that was in, sorry. I don't know if you can remember which file that was in. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by, Shakar. Appreciate it. Yeah, on insert fail, DAO replace. Replace. So it's gonna just pretty much silently carry on and overwrite one of the locations, and you'll be like, I'm sure I had 2 of them here earlier, why is there only 1? Yeah, I have an auto-generated field, exactly. Projects of who? So it's people who are applying to be a developer at my company. We are a contracting house or a contracting firm, whatever, and we send our developers out to various clients around. So we're regularly looking for people to hire. So I'm reviewing someone who's applying, an intermediate who has 3 years experience. Oh, what's about the logging? Logging. Yeah, I mean this... Okay. I didn't really look too closely at that, but... It could just be... dot also... like that. Or not. Oh, you have to say return inside there. Okay. Yeah, that could simplify it a bit. Because you create it and then you say... Well, then you apply this block on it before returning. So I think you could also say apply. And then you... Wait, what? Oh, sorry, I'm stupid. You need to say it.level equals that. And then if you change it to apply, you would just say level equals that. Yeah, these scoping functions are very useful for neatening up code a little bit. I definitely think they can be abused a bit. They can make code a lot more difficult to read. But in cases like this where you're just initializing an object, it's nice because you can see that, okay, inside this block, stuff is related to setting up that object. But I don't know if they did it in this project that much. Oh, come on, home activity. Oh, that's main activity. The scope functions can get a bit dodge. This is still kind of fine because you have a fairly simple block that's inside of here. I don't know if there's an example here. But what some people do is in your setup of the data binding, you know, you'll have a binding.apply and then you'll have so much of logic inside here. Maybe not that much, but you know, you have a lot of code that is then implicitly referring to this binding, and it's hard to see what fields are being referenced on that binding object. And this block is huge, so it can get a bit dodgy to try and read. So in this case, I would definitely say, you know, it's fine. Like here, they said binding dot that thing. It's fine to have a few of these in your setup code, because it's a bit easier to see what's actually going on. But again, yet another preference issue, I think. But I do see a lot of those binding.apply blocks, and you're left with so much code inside there. Sorry. Yeah, there are a lot of options. Run with also let apply. Exactly. Yeah, so this, right, you have binding dot apply, or you have with binding. They do exactly the same thing. Although I don't know what are their return values actually. Okay, no, they return different stuff, so apply will return the binding itself, no matter what you put at the end here, but the with will return the result of the lambda. So you can see it's still the binding object there, but for with it's the string, because that's what was in at the end. But sorry, rambling on a bit. This stream elements, are you okay, bruh? But in short, scoping functions are very useful, but can be abused pretty much like any construct. Okay. I don't know if I should try and use a maps key just to see how it looks. I kind of want to see, because they had those icons based on the conditions at each location. I just don't know how easy is it to get a maps API key. Maybe I can look at one of the previous projects I did. But I must just have a quick bathroom break and then I'll be back to try and take that on. I was thinking that Cybershark, yeah, I'll try and find one from the previous apps. But I forgot I wanted to run the test as well, so let's see. I suppose I should be reviewing test code as well. Nice, I didn't actually see double bangs. Oh, there's one there. Request dispatcher, where are all the tests, bro? Huh? What is this? Oh, mock web server. Okay, I see. So what, is this more of an integration test? Holy shit. Oh wait, this was a base test, eh? Yes, I was gonna say, there's no test methods in there. Let's just run them. Wow, they passed even. There's only 5 unit tests. Got my hopes up. And there was an espresso. Okay, let's run this, I guess. Got some nice sleeps in there. Wait, there's not even gonna be... Okay, there's only 4 tests, because one of them is the addition test. Wow, and the espresso tests passed. Very impressive. So the unit tests is actually only 4. Right, because one of them is the example test. Test that addition is correct. But otherwise it is... adding to the database. Adding to the database. Getting on the database. Oh, from remote. Truth. Google. Interesting. I'm just used to using JUnit everywhere. Indeed, it is better than nothing. I appreciate it. It shows me that they know how to write tests and set them up, and I mean, these are, I don't know, see, writing a mock web server seems to, or using a mock web server is more like integration test, right? Because typically you would just mock out the dependencies of your class that you're testing. The home repo is what I wanted to see. Yeah, oh shit, okay. So here, when they're creating the repo in the test, that's right, you pass in the dependencies. But they're not using Mockito, so they're actually building an in-memory database, getting the DAOs, and creating a retrofit service. Which typically you do this for UI tests, for the Espresso tests, you would set up a mock environment. But for unit tests, you would probably want to just use mock versions of these things. Maybe they're not familiar with mocks. But then it's simple, because you can just verify that whatever method is called on those things, and it's easy. Mock the methods out to return whatever data you need, instead of having to set up all of this stuff and setting up all this mock data. Well, I guess you would probably have to do this anyway. But again, maybe they just don't know about mocks or not familiar with it, but it's fine. Tests are better than no tests. And especially passing tests. Okay, let me just see if I can find a previous key. Oh, but this is going to be very tedious. OneDrive. I'm sure I saw one not too long ago, so I should be able to get one. They're using first, no ways, really? Where was that? Oh yes, I see that. So they know about it, dang it. Oh no. Okay, find a... Find a key, I don't remember... I remember some of them were really bad, but maybe they had an API key in them. How do I even find it? I have to like go to the repo and... And then what? Check if there are values or something. I don't think that one has it. In-memory room database. Yeah, as I said, you probably shouldn't do it for unit tests. But for integration tests, for Espresso tests, I've seen that is the recommended approach. Come on, open. Jeez. Hmm. No, it is very well done. It is pretty good. I guess I could check the build script to see if it has a play stuff in it. Oh, they have maps on that one. Oh, come on. Please, I'm struggling. I think that was a open weather map one. How are they creating the database without the context? That is a good question. Oh, they're using the application provider. This comes from the Android X test library. But okay, running it with Roboelectric, right? Yes, they're using Roboelectric. Okay. So with that you can run it with the Android JUnit 4 thing, which is part of the Android library, but then somehow it knows you have Roboelectric, so then it can set up context and stuff. It's very, very strange. But then it's nice because you can write espresso tests that run as normal unit tests with the later versions of Roboelectric, meaning you don't need an emulator to run your UI tests. So do with that as you will. Oh, I'm being stupid. I can just view the score that I gave them of the features, of course. Ah, this one. Well, actually, no people do. Really, people implement this stuff. Ha! Maybe this one? Oh! Okay. Hopefully this key is still valid. Manifest, I think it was. Okay, this is probably highly illegal, but we won't speak of it. No, I don't want to run the tests. I want to run... How do I run the app? And I'm gonna get copyright stricken. Sometimes presentation mode is a bit of a mess. I guess I just don't know the right buttons. Wow. Cool. I'm really going on with this one, but it's fun. Where is it? Yay. Oh, I only added Mountain View as a favorite, so it's gonna be a long scrolling thing. So let's add Johannesburg. Moderate rain seems right. Oops. Cool, and then we can add Durban. Hey, cool. Look at that. Oops, I forget you can't scroll to scroll in. Ugh. There you go. Very nice. Didn't know that existed. Can write unit tests for presentation logic. Yep. Yeah, so with Roboelectric you can write and run espresso tests as normal unit tests. That pretty much just means putting them in the test folder instead of Android test, and then they run without an emulator. So it's pretty useful. I've not really done too many of them myself, but I've played around and it works pretty well. Yeah, I mean this also looks really good. Maybe it's not as apparent that they are favorites, but I guess you already know that they are. Because you might be like, oh, why is it only showing weather for those two? But I mean, I don't think that's really a problem. Yeah, it shows the weather icon. Okay, pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm done for today then. As we saw, only a few nitpicky kind of issues. Let me try and remember. Let me copy that so I don't accidentally paste the key. String resources. Weird. Database usage. Saving and reading. More tests, I guess, but meh. Yeah. Database entity keys. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to mention this. I'm just trying to remember what I had seen. Sorry, bring back the app. Mappers. Oh, I didn't really look at the DI, but I think it's pretty standard. Helium. No, it's not my company, it's the company I work for. I guess I should rephrase that. I'm too scared to start a company, man. It's tough times. Providing the database. This should really be singleton, though. Because I believe it's quite expensive to create this database. So this should all be singletons, database in the DAOs, you're right, so singleton on those. Otherwise, each time you inject it, you're going to get a new instance, which is not so great. Oh, so they do know about singletons. I have it here. Geocoder is part of the Play services. Have I tried Flutter? Or very, very briefly a year or two ago, probably. It's not really my thing. I haven't needed to figure it out. Because I've been doing native at my company for many years. But I don't know, it seems like Flutter is a bit of a hot topic. Mixed emotions kind of thing. I don't know what you think of it, if you enjoy it, if it's worth checking out. But as I say, for work we just do all native, so I haven't really had the need. So they do know about singletons there. And here, oh, there's the key. And that was just the open weather one, that's fine. That's my key, by the way, so I'll just go and reset it. Again, I mean, everything could probably be singletons, I think. Because there's not really stuff that's storing state anywhere. Let me just reset my key quickly. I mean, I don't think anyone here is really malicious, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, only using room for persisting, not as a cache. Yeah, it is a bit strange room. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you would want to cache data for like 5-10 minutes and not call the service every time you open the app. But I mean, still, it works offline, which is good. Like Flutter really easy. Yeah, exactly. It has a fair share of cons as well. But I think for fairly simple apps, it works well. Alright, easily to... Try that again. Makes it easy to write cross-platform stuff. But as soon as the app starts to get a bit complex, and maybe it's not as great anymore. But I think pretty much done. Yeah, I mean, really well done. Added some tests, which I appreciate. Not many people do tests. Not many people do the map, showing the map of your favorite locations, which is appreciated. Architecture is well done. You'd be surprised how often I see people doing all the logic in the view layer. So that's good. They have view models, repos. I was gonna say something. Oh, and I appreciate the fact that they're not manually parsing the JSON response, like we saw in the one previous a few days ago. Actually using retrofit properly to deserialize for them, which is good. Yeah. UI heavy apps, exactly. But I can't really say I've not used it myself that much, so yeah. I'm sure you guys are better equipped to comment. You're hacking my system with HTML. Damn it! Sorry to defeat your plan. Alright, but I think then I'm done for today. It's been longer than I expected. Just doing one review. But yeah, I need to go get some dinner and then write up my little review on this. So I mean, pretty good. I would definitely hire this person. They did really well. I think last week we saw people who are senior with 6 years experience, but they don't really have like an architecture. Which is fair enough, I suppose, if you've been working alone, but I mean, you need to read up and follow the modern trends. And oh yes, my power stayed on, thank goodness. I was scared, man, because we have this lovely concept of load shedding in South Africa, which means that the monopoly power provider can't provide power enough of it, so they schedule times where they switch off your area. Just switch it off like that. So you have the same? Seriously? I thought it was just us. So it was supposed to only start at 9 PM today onwards, but suddenly we get a message saying that from 6 PM it's gonna go off. And I was scheduled to have from 4 to 6:30. So I thought my power might go off for half an hour only. But anyway, luckily they didn't switch it off. But I think it's still gonna go off at midnight. Fun times, but have to make do with it. We buy generators, batteries, solar power, inverters, you know, to make plans. I don't really have any of that. I just have a battery for my my Wi-Fi, so I can keep working on my laptop. Okay, yours goes out in high load. Yeah, we have... I don't know what I can show without doxing myself. It's a third-party app, though, of course, because our government is... Yeah. What can I show, really? I guess I can show that, because it's not... doesn't have my location on it, right? I don't know how well you can actually see, or if it's going to be inverted. Come on, focus. But it's basically a third-party app where it just shows you the schedule. And depending on what stage it's in, you have different times that it's going to go off. And then when they change their minds, we get a push notification saying, oh, plans have changed, prepare yourself. So it's really nice. It's really well done to those guys that did that third-party app. But luckily, they are generally planned outages, so you know what's happening. But I guess if you just have have random blackouts during rain or during high loads, that really sucks. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can kind of survive if you have batteries or something. But of course we have unplanned outages as well. My power was out from 3 PM yesterday to 11 PM. So that's not great. It's what, like 8, how many hours is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 9 hours of no power just because something broke. I don't know. They just released online payment of bills. No ways. Seriously? Wow, okay. Yeah, we have similar like inefficiency vibes here in South Africa. A lot of stuff you have to do in person at various offices. It's not fun. It's so... You get there and it's so disorganized and so slow, and people just queuing, and you find you queued in the wrong line, you have to restart, and oh, it really annoys me. So much stuff could just be done online. Anyway. Cool, I need to go get food. Thanks everyone for stopping by, I appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. Again, I don't know when that is, whenever I receive it. Maybe this week, maybe next week. But yeah, thanks again. Cybershark for constant support. I don't know how you can put up with me for so long, but I appreciate it. Helium. We had Yuba, Shikar, Aditya right at the start as well, Santiago. Anyway, thanks everyone, and enjoy the rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.